It's funny because people ask me all the time and say, "Oh, why did you quit the vocal coaching? Because you were successful and you were coaching Boy George." And the only way I can explain it is that if you went through a really traumatic time and you had these hobbies and interests of singing, for example, but you went through years of traumatic times and hospitals and operations and life-saving operations, and then you found a different side of yourself and you really entered a new part of yourself and a new identity, and you started doing meditation retreats, and your heroes were no longer the singing coaches or the singers, they were the life coaches and the personal development coaches, and then you were interested in meditation retreats and psychology. Well, then if you've gone through so much change in order to get through that tough traumatic time, that then if you try and go back to the life you had, it's not going to work. I mean, you've changed so much. You're a different person at this stage. People always ask me that when I got diagnosed with ulcerative colitis and it was so sudden and I was bleeding 20 times a day, and within months I had to have major surgery and get the colon out. How was your life before? Were you really stressed? Was there something that happened that led to that sort of like catastrophic health situation? And the truthful answer is no. I was having a really good time and good life before I had that massive health crisis. And what I want to talk today about is how my life fell apart and how it felt in the process of putting it back together. So, like I say, life felt like I'd been putting it together for years. Like I spent the first 25 years of my life, like anyone, growing, evolving. I went to do a musical theater course. I was singing. I was touring the world. I did some adverts, TV, modeling stuff. And then I just felt like I was starting to put my life together. Like all the pieces of my life were starting to come together. And, I had friends, I had a relationship. And then when the diagnosis happened of ulcerative colitis, I didn't necessarily think it was going to be that dramatic. But of course, soon it spiraled for me. And then I got given the ileostomy bag, and they removed my colon, and I had to face some real challenges there of mourning the loss of the career, the industry, people I was with. And I remember just describing it one day to someone, and this was the best sort of analogy I had, was that for years I was putting my life together, and it felt like I was putting together this glass sculpture, and this sculpture I was carefully sort of looking at and carefully sculpting into something, and that sculpture was my life. And when I had that major life-saving surgery and I looked down at my stomach and I saw the stoma, the small intestine sticking out, it literally felt like someone had dropped that sculpture of glass, that glass sculpture, and it just smashed everywhere on the floor into all little pieces. And all those little pieces were the part of my life that I spent years putting together. And this is the interesting thing about the story, is that it then took me several years to feel like I had to put the pieces back together. And I had to get my life back on track and find new friends and find new career and start getting out there in the world and find my confidence again and my self-esteem again. As I've spoken before, like when you have that health crisis in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, then everything goes when your health goes. And that's exactly how it felt. And I was still believing at this time that, okay, if I put pieces of my life back together again, one by one, whether it's the career, the friendships, the relationships, the money, all the aspects of life that I've been trying to build for the first 25 years of my life, then life will be how it was. I can then refix it and go back to the life I had. And the funniest thing about this story, the most interesting thing, is that after years of putting my life back together, it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same life. I wasn't the same man. And that's actually what I tried to do as well. I got back on track with my health, and then I went into vocal coaching, and I was in still like the singing world, as it were, trying to sort of just slightly change my life from a singer to a singing teacher, but still try and do the things I always used to do, be the person I always was. And after going through that massive change of the traumatic times and processing it and leaning into personal development and going on meditation retreats and healing retreats and studying psychology and trauma and everything, I came back, and then I tried to go back to my old life, and I just realized that I'm not the same guy anymore. I can't go back to that old life. And the sort of thought here is, and my perspective is that it's that thing of you can't be hanging on to one old identity whilst trying to move into a new one. It's funny because people ask me all the time and say, "Oh, why did you quit the vocal coaching? Because, you were successful and you were coaching Boy George." And the only way I can explain it is that if you went through a really traumatic time and you had these hobbies and interests of singing, for example, but you went through years of traumatic times and hospitals and operations and life-saving operations, and then you found a different side of yourself and you really entered a new part of yourself and a new identity, and you started doing meditation retreats, and your heroes were no longer the singing coaches or the singers, they were the life coaches and the personal development coaches, and then you were interested in meditation retreats and psychology. Well, then if you've gone through so much change in order to get through that tough traumatic time, that then if you try and go back to the life you had, it's not going to work. I mean, you've changed so much. You're a different person at this stage. And that's what I fully realized, and then why I had to leave the vocal coaching. I just genuinely wasn't that interested in it anymore, because my interests had changed, my values had changed, who I was had changed as a person through the traumatic time. So it's like you think you are the person you are now with your partner and friends relationship, but man, I'm telling you, like if you had to go through 5 years of hospital operations, and the person that you became on the other side of that, if you went back to that same partner, career, life, you might just be like, this is not me anymore. Like, I've changed. Too much has gone on. Like, I'm genuinely not interested in these things anymore. Things have moved on. Things have changed. And that was really hard, because then obviously I had to mourn the loss of the career a bit, in a sense. But it was an authentic way that I did move on from that. But yeah, that's the best way I can describe it, is that you put these pieces of your life back together and you think it's going to be the same, and it's not. It's like that classic Stoic philosophy line, which is, no man steps in the same river twice, because it is not the same river and he's not the same man. It's like everything is always changing and evolving, and that is heightened by 100 when you go through really challenging circumstances, because you have to change and evolve in order to get through that tough time. So that was one of the big realizations, is that I thought that I've spent years putting my life together and that it can go back to how it was, but it didn't. And it could never do that. So when you are going through tough times, challenging times, notice that your values will start to change. Your interests will start to change. The way you are as a person will start to really change. And you may not be able to go back to your old life, but that's almost the point. In the beauty and the lessons of the tough times is that it has brought about a new you, and hopefully an upgraded you. Hopefully you've learned a lot through those tough times, and you've discovered a lot about the world and about yourself, to the point where you feel that that chapter is done and there's time for something new to come along. And that is an opportunity, and it's always quite exciting. And you've got to embrace that. And the thing that I struggled with the most was holding on to the past identity, holding on to the singer, trying to go back to the life I had. And I could never understand why it just didn't fit anymore. But of course, now it makes sense. And that is the best analogy I've got, that if you break that beautiful glass sculpture that you've been carving all your life, and all the areas of your life you've been trying to improve and work on, if that smashes into pieces and you put it back together, it's not the same. It's not the same glass sculpture that it was, and you're not the same person. When I was taken into hospital at 27 years old and they had to remove my colon for ulcerative colitis, then I was given a stoma and an ileostomy bag, and my life just felt like it fell apart. It felt up until that moment that I'd been putting my life together like this beautiful sculpture, whether it be relationships, friendships, career. I'd been piecing every part of my life together until in that moment, when I was given the ileostomy bag, it all just smashed on the ground and my life just fell into pieces. And I spent years trying to put those pieces back together. Every piece of my life, be it relationships, friendships, career, finances, in the belief that when I did, that my life would be like it used to be. But when I picked those pieces of glass that shattered on the floor back up and put them together again, it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same glass. I wasn't the same person. I spent years trying to rebuild my old life and put the pieces back together without realizing that it was never going to be the same again, and that the man who built it was no longer the same.